guys, welcome to Katie's Bits and Bobs. This week was Cinco de Mayo, which is a celebration in Mexico. So to pay homage to that, we are going to be making a delicious guacamole. So come along and join us. To make the guacamole, you will need coriander, spring onion, lime, a tomato, an avocado, salt and pepper, and a tortilla wrap. Okay, so now let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we're going to have to cut up our avocado and mash it in a bowl. Now, I have an avocado here. Now, to tell if one's quite good, you give it a bit of a squeeze. And if there's a bit of a give there, then you know that that should be fine. If it's still rock hard, a good tip is just put it with your bananas. And the bananas seem to soften your fruit really quickly. So I'd put that with a banana if it was too hard. So we're going to cut our avocado. I'm going to take the knife all the way around. Be very careful when you do this. Twist and pull. And there's your avocado there. So to take out the seed, tap with a knife, twist and pull out as well. And then you remove that seed carefully. Now all we need to do is scoop out our avocado into our bowl. You can see this one's nice and ripe, really nice and soft, so it comes out really easily. And then we'll do the next one. Put your fork in, or sorry, your spoon in, twist around, plop it in, and there you go. Now what we want to do now is we want to mash our avocado. But when we're mashing it, we don't want it too smooth. I quite like mine with a bit of chunks in it. I mean, you can make it smooth if you want to. But me personally, I like to have my guacamole quite chunky. So I'd probably just mash it to about there. Just like so. Then what I want to do is I want to add some tomato. So if I move my bowl to the side there, I'm going to cut my tomato in half. And probably for guacamole this side, with one avocado, I'm just going to use half a tomato. So I'm going to cut my tomato carefully. Now some people like to remove the seeds from their tomato, and the reason they do that is because they think that the seeds can make it too watery. Me personally, I quite like it with the seeds in. It doesn't bother me too much. There you go. So there's our tomato. We're going to pop that into our avocados. Just like so. I'm going to give that a bit of a mix as well, make sure everything's all combined. And you can see that it is quite chunky, so we can eat that nicely with our tortilla chips. There's something to pick up on. That's that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up my coriander. Now I've got just a pinch, like a handful of coriander. If you like to add more, add more. If you don't want to, then just add a little bit less. Or alternatively, don't add it at all. If you're not a big fan of coriander, leave it out. Completely up to you. So I'm going to cut my coriander just like so. And I'm going to add it to the rest of my ingredients. Pop those in. Now it smells gorgeous. I love coriander, so I put quite a bit in mine. And again, each time you add an ingredient, just give it a bit of a mix around so that the flavours and the ingredients can infuse together. Okay. So there you go. That's that. Now, traditionally, you would use a normal white onion to put inside your guacamole, but me personally, I find that the white onion can be a bit too strong, so I like to use spring onion. So I'm just going to chop off some of the tops of my spring onion, and I'm going to chop this up. Now for my guacamole, I'm probably only going to use maybe half of this spring onion. And if you like onions, use chunkier pieces. Not so much, you want just a little hint of onion, just use thinner slices or a bit of both, it's up to you. And pop that into the rest of our ingredients and give it a mix. Smells so good with the onion in there now. Give that a mix around, just like so. Now I've left the rest of this spring onion so you can put that with something else. I've just popped that in the fridge and I can use that another time, so don't throw that away. Now the last ingredient, apart from the salt and pepper, is our lime. Now to get a juicy lime, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little roll on my chopping board. And then I'm going to cut it, I'd say 1/3 of the lime in, just like so. And then I'm going to add this to my guacamole. Give it a really good squeeze. I absolutely love lime, so I make mine quite limey. There you go. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to give that a good mix in. And you can see all the ingredients are quite chunky in there because I like a bit of a bite when I'm eating it. If it's your personal preference, you want to make the tomatoes maybe a little bit thinner or a little bit smaller, then that's fine, it's up to you. I'm going to add a bit of salt, some fresh black pepper, and give that a mix. Looks absolutely delicious. And there you go. So let's move the board out the way. Now I'm not going to keep it in this bowl, I'm going to put it in a nice little wooden bowl. So you can see there, it's all nice and chunky. I'm going to add that in there, so it looks quite nice. Just like so. That there. So that is our guacamole, nice and chunky. Now I'm going to show you how to make some tortilla chips to go along with it. What you will need is just a regular tortilla wrap. Now you get these in packs of 8 to 10, and it's just a regular wrap that you would use for a fajita. And what you need to do is just get a clean board, and you're going to cut it in half, just like so. And then you're going to make triangles out of it. Just like that. And so you're going to have a bunch of triangles like this. Then what you need to do next is to get a baking tray. I've got some foil in there as well, and just spread out your tortilla chips. Get rid of this. You're going to spread out your tortilla chips in the tray. You're then going to drizzle with a little bit of oil. I've got some rapeseed oil in here, and add some salt. Now you can actually fry these in a pan, but I think baking them in the oven makes them nice and crispy, and also it's not so oily and greasy. So I'd pop that in the oven for 10 minutes at 180, but just keep checking it as you go so they don't burn. And then when that's ready, I'd pop them into the oven. When they come out the oven, they look like this. Beautiful, golden, and really crispy. So I'd have that with my guacamole. Just like so. Show you the guacamole and the tortilla chips. great together. You can also use Doritos if you have those as well. So guys, give it a go and let me know what you think. Bye guys. So, how easy was that? And with a few simple ingredients, you can make something that's so delicious. And why not get the kids involved as well? They love to chop and they love to stir. That's it for this week, guys. Join us next week for another delicious recipe. So until then, stay safe and stay well, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.